5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeehaw, Brendan Schaub.
What's up,
What are you
dog?
doing over there? Texting people?
No, I'm reposting your post, man.
Okay.
Just gotta get people to.
It's all about that, bro. Got to
What's
be
up,
on top
bro?
of that social media account, bro.
I'm trying, man. What's up, dog?
What's up? How are you, brother?
I'm good, man.
This is a big weekend. Big UFC weekend,
Huge
man.
weekend.
That Justin Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez fight.
First team all violence.
Yeah, that's like, that's the one I'm thinking about maybe more than even the title fight.
Yes, there's a few more than the title fight. That
The title
fight
fight's exciting to me, though.
is it?
Yeah, I know it's not that much to you. I like it.
It's not that I don't like it. I like it, but I love Francis and Overeem, and I
Yeah.
love Gaethje, Alvarez.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, Alvarez is an underdog. Ooh. I like his shot as an underdog
Wow.
because I
That's
think
incredible.
as much as I love Gaethje and I should root for him more, I do root for him because we're from from Denver, we're my old team, stuff like that. I've trained a ton with him back in the day. I just feel like at a certain level, that stand and bang Leonard Garcia type of style at the upper echelons can get you in trouble. And if Eddie Alvarez wants to play that game, he's going to lose. But he has the skill set to win by decision, outsmart him, not play that meathead game.
See, this is where I disagree. I don't think that Justin Gaethje really plays a meathead game. I think he plays a will game. I think he's skillful, but when there's an opportunity to get someone to do a battle of wills, he's more confident in his will.
And I think at the upper echelon, you can't play that game. Because think about the other guys at 55. Play that game with Tony Ferguson, Khabib. Let me know how it goes. Play that game with Barboza.
Yeah, but I want to see that.
I do too. No, don't get me wrong. No. He's a fan favorite for sure. I love Gaethje. Absolutely love him. I just think at a certain level, you can't play that chin down, throwing those bows.
Or you can.
Name a guy who's done it successfully.
Well, it's only him.
You can't say
he's
him.
18-0. So it's only him, and he hasn't faced the top guys yet. So
Correct.
we're going to see what he's capable of doing, or whether or not he's capable of switching it up if he has to. But he's been able to survive 18 professional fistfights.
First of all, 17 of those are in World Series of Fighting.
That's true. Well, other
Those
organizations
don't
first, right?
count.
They count a little. You get to
Not
see what he
compared
can
to the
do.
UFC.
No. The Michael Johnson fight was the first big test.
That one counted.
And he got tagged in that fight.
He got tagged. He
Yeah.
got lit up a little bit.
He got tagged, and Michael Johnson eventually succumbed to the violence.
Because he played his game.
Yeah. Well,
At some point,
they were talking so much shit to each other before that fight. It was so, like, Gaethje just dragged him into a war.
What Gaethje, and I don't think a lot of people realize is he's an All-American wrestler from northern Colorado. Like, that dude can wrestle. And he's athletic, too.
Yeah.
But he's just, I'm good, man. He just wants
a
to stand
fucking animal.
He refused to go backwards. That's his whole thing. It's an ego thing. He doesn't want to take a step back.
Yeah.
Which can get you in trouble, I think. Only at a certain level is it can get you in trouble. It's got him this far, and he's a fan favorite. But I think at the upper echelon, it's going to be tough.
Well, we're going to see how he adjusts. Say, if he's in there with the Neds and Barboza. But by the way, they did Barboza and Habib.
Bet your ass they did.
Holy Jesus.
That's
a good
a fight.
Is that the Vegas fight? Is that December?
December 30th. That whole card's nasty. You got Holly Cyborg on there. That card's nasty.
That's a nasty card. But that Barboza fight is so fascinating to me because Barboza is so goddamn fast. He's so fast. He fucks people up with that stand-up. His stand-up is so crisp. Remember when Barboza fought Anthony Pettis and you're like, ooh.
Yes.
You realize, like, wow, this is some next-level striking. But, he's vulnerable, too. Cowboy cracked him with a jab, remember? And then Cowboy choked him out.
Yeah, he's lost some kind of key fight, so he hasn't really had,
If that Habib shows up, though, looking like that, he's just got to keep his weight down. That's really the main thing. Like, I hope what Daniel Cormier said is true. Daniel Cormier said that he's got a new nutritionist, and he's got him on point, and he's in the 170s now, which is way lighter than he's ever been before, this many weeks out of a fight.
I swear to God, if Tiramisu ruins that fight, I'm going to bust. I'm going to freak the fuck out.
Well, what you really have to be concerned with, and take this with a grain of salt because clearly I'm not a doctor, but I would imagine that if you've had not one but two instances where your body shuts down from cutting weight, he had it with the Michael Johnson fight, and then he had it again in the fight with Tony Ferguson where he had to pull out. But they said it was similar to what happened in the Michael Johnson weight cut. He
even
barely
worse,
made
though.
it.
Yeah, but even worse this last one.
Yeah. Well, he came in too heavy. I mean, he's trying to drain too much water. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Think how bad it was. If you're from Russia, he would have fought with one leg, and he got so bad he had to check in with the doctor.
They brought him to the hospital.
Yeah,
I mean, he was in the
his
hospital.
liver was shutting down. They said.
He's
kidneys. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not good. Whatever it is, I thought it was his liver too. Maybe it was his kidneys. But I'd read liver. But I think I'd read it from like a teammate talking about it, so it might not have been like the
Usually
accurate.
it has to do with weight cutting. It's the kidneys.
Right. And that's what fails people, right, when they have like real issues. Okay, so Usman Emil Meek, that is this weekend. See, this is a fight that people aren't fucking talking about enough.
No, the Usman's on December 30th.
Yeah. Oh, December 30th.
Emil Meek, it can't make it, right, because of visa.
Is he out?
First of all, Emil Meek's first team all body.
Savage.
The snitch needs to snoop around.
Dude.
Norway.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Shredded.
He's all straight Viking though. He's got Viking DNA, man. That's like
good luck
real
catching
marauder.
him. Yeah, no, he's just a natural freak.
Yeah,
but
so is Usman. That's why it's such
he's
a
a scary
fight.
guy.
Terrifying.
No one wants to fight him.
Nobody, and no one's talking about him. There's
Darren
like
Till does.
Darren Till does. Yeah,
Darren Till will fight anybody. Anybody.
Yeah, so exciting to have him around.
I know.
He's a new one.
He was a sleeper.
He's a new one.
I feel like this card though has been kind of under the radar a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Like I texted you on Monday and went, bro, you know Francis and Overeem fight
this
Saturday?
Weekend. This weekend.
I totally forgot.
Did you see Francis break the world record for the hardest punch?
I have skeptical hip eyes on that.
Oh, I knew you would.
I'm just saying, how many guys have punched that thing?
Have you punched it?
They said thousands have punched it.
Oh.
I saw that company
That's what the UFC
responding
said?
in Joe's tweeter.
Well, it's actually a company that does it.
I'll look it up.
They do it all over the world.
Oh, did you question the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, we were like, how many people have done it? And then we found out that Tyrone Spong came in second. And then...
has Mark Hunt hit it with left hook? Did Crow Cop kick it?
It's the hardest punch.
Okay.
I don't think Crow Cop's kicked it.
Okay,
but I would like to see the hardest kick, right?
Yeah, but I'd like to see if Mark Hunt hit that bitch with a left hook.
Right.
I need to see some of that stuff. Like, what other heavyweights hit it? Because, of course, Francis is huge.
But he might be the hardest hitting heavyweight alive. That's possible, too. I mean,
I'd like to get Carwin on that thing.
Ooh, Carwin in his prime.
Even Carwin right now, yeah. Did you see Mitrione called out Carwin for steroids?
No.
You haven't seen
Mitrione's talking crazy shit.
Of course. That's what Matt does.
Getting his name out there.
Yeah, he is. Because for the Bellator heavyweight tournament, Matt's fighting Roy.
Yeah.
And then they go, Carwin asked Coker to be an alternate on there. Someone gets hurt. And then they asked Matt about it, and he's like, I mean, they need to test that freaking guy. There's no way he's clean and just went about this whole business. Like, anyone who I fight has to be clean. I doubt Carwin is. So now Carwin's calling out Matt now. Be careful what you ask for, Matty.
Ooh, yeah, because even if he's clean, like, good luck. Those bones. He's got some just caveman bone structure.
A lot of anger built up. You don't want that. But back to Francis breaking that record. I need to see what other heavyweights hit that thing before I celebrate.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man, how many fucking great guys have backs given out on in their prime?
Back's a big one. I mean, has some
Kane's
issues
a big
from
one.
it.
Shane's a big one. Those two guys alone.
So the rumor was Kane fighting at UFC 220 in Boston against, Kane and Stipe.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Not happening?
Not happening.
How do you know? What do you know? Tell us.
Close source says it's not. Kane won't be ready. Not happening. Stipe will fight the winner if it's a good win of Francis Overeem.
So what is this what's the issue that's holding him back?
I'm not sure. I just know he won't be ready by
Boston.
Boston.
So it's some sort of recovery issue, some injury thing, something?
I guess.
You don't
just
know?
not
But
ready.
They're just saying no.
Yeah,
They're
it's just
saying
not
all
happening.
bullshit. Wow. Do they have a fight for that January 20th?
Not yet.
That's really soon.
Yeah, January 20th, yeah.
Doesn't that seem soon?
Pretty soon. Yeah, definitely soon enough where...
2 months.
Especially if it's a heavyweight title fight, you want something on there.
It's less than 2 months. That's soon. Yeah.
And I'm hoping for a big fight announcement because I'm at the Wilbur the night before, sir.
What else is on that card already? Wow, it's really... really light.
really light. Well, they're getting around to it. But Boston, it's Dana's hometown, so he's not going to disappoint.
Gleison Tebow back in the house after pissing hot. What is he going to look like?
Not like that.
What do you think he's going to look like? Because he's the freakiest of the freaks at 155 pounds.
Dude, he was Giant. City. Those days are over.
Giant. Dude, he would come into the octagon.
Oh, my God.
On fight night. And you were like, how the fuck are you 155
what
pounds?
What in the world?
How the fuck are you not a middleweight? He's a middleweight. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. He looked like a fucking middleweight. He looked like Paul Harris. When Paul Harris was a middleweight, he looked like Gleison Tebow looks when he's a lightweight.
Similar, yeah.
So jacked and skillful.
Hell yeah.
You know?
He's
not
a
just
monster.
jacked.
No,
Gleison
he's a
Tebow,
monster.
He's a fucking animal. So he's got everything going.
But I was disappointed that Stipe and Kane wasn't going to go down because I think if Stipe beats Kane, then there's argument for Stipe's the best heavyweight of all time. If we were to beat Kane.
Well, if he beats Kane, a healthy Kane, see, the thing is, what we really need is a time machine. We need to fucking take primetime Kane and stick him in Pride with primetime Fedor. Let's find out. And you got to do it in Pride, too. Because, look, I don't know.
No commission?
I don't know what the fuck they were doing over there, but I know the result. If I'm just looking at the result as a person who's an analyst, I got to look at primetime Fedor as number one. Primetime Fedor throwing bombs on Nogueira when he's pinned against the fucking ring apron. Remember that?
True.
Nogueira's in the corner and Fedor's on top of him, just dropping those casting punches.
I know.
Boom! Those crazy Russian punches that come like this. Wham! Just ooh.
That's why it's difficult when they who's the best of all time. It's like, all right, well, we going off pre-snitch,
right?
Or we going snitch era?
Yeah.
Because we going snitch era. You got Stipe. Yeah, but even
if you don't know who the Golden Snitch is, it's Jeff Nowitzki.
And again, that's not a bad.
It's not a bad term. He's coming on the podcast. We're working a date out right now.
And I'm a fan.
I'm a fan too.
I like the guy.
I like what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm not. When I say going snitch, I'm just playing around.
Before it used to be who had the best cheater, who had the best chemists, who had the best doctors,
who had the best doctor,
who had the best guy that could make you test positive or test clean rather after the weigh-in. That's all you had to do.
Except for look at Overeem. He's a guy, find this weekend where obviously he's done some stuff, some gear in his life, and he's tested hot and he's paid the price. And then the Golden Snitch comes in, and his team goes, "All right, dude, you can't just rely on power. You got to start using a technique, which you have. So let's focus on it." He's doing pretty damn well. He had that one loss before that loss to Stipe. He was smoking dudes.
Yeah.
His loss to Stipe wasn't that bad because he had Stipe in a lot of trouble.
He definitely did.
And he actually thought, in the post fight,
thought he got kicked.
Yeah, he thought he got kicked, but he also thought he choked him out and he tapped. Remember that whole thing.
Both
obviously.
those guys were stunned.
That was a close fight, though.
Very close fight.
And then he goes on, beats Verdum, his last fight, and now he's fighting Francis, where, that's not, obviously, it's Francis' tough fight. Francis is the favorite, but, dude, Overeem's the best striker, most decorated striker of all time in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Like, Overeem can win that fight.
I broke down on my podcast how many times Overeem's been stopped on the last podcast, last MMA podcast.
19?
It's crazy.
Is it 19?
I think it's like 13 in MMA, or somewhere between 11 and 13 in MMA, and an additional 3 or 4 in kickboxing. That is a lot of stoppage losses.
It's a lot, but I think he's been fighting more than anyone too.
Yeah, but if you look at the last few years, there's an exorbitant amount of losses by stoppage
for Overeem.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
Well, it's a number of things,
years.
right? It's all the wear and tear in the ring, then also not being able to do gear.
See, look, Ben Rothwell, Travis Brown, the Bigfoot Silva one,
all
those happen. Hold on, don't go back. All of those happen inside of a couple of years, man. It's 1 year.
But also,
so in 1 year, from February of 2013, literally to September of 2014. That's not much time, and he's been brutally knocked out 3 times in that time. Well, at least 2 of them are really brutal. The Ben Rothwell fight was like he got cracked with a big shot and dropped, and then they stopped the fight, I think, at a good time.
That could happen to anybody.
But the Bigfoot fight, that wasn't a regular KO. That was goddamn ruthless.
Travis Brown got him pretty bad, too, with that front kick to the grill.
The Bigfoot fight was so interesting, though, because it was so obviously post-snitch.
Yep.
It was just
he
went
didn't
from
figure
being
it out yet.
Ubereem when he beat Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
That was the Ubereem.
Scariest man to ever enter the octagon. Ever.
In that fight, when you look across the octagon, 265, maybe 10% body fat, jacked to the tits.
Check, please. I'm out.
And best kickboxer to ever fight in MMA.
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, Jesus, what a disaster.
I'm out. What are you going to do?
Nightmare.
But then he figures it out, though.
Yep.
They have that, and then he figures out. And
Junior Dos Santos fight.
Yeah, but now he'll... Before, back Ubereem up, when his Ubereem, before the Golden Snitch, good luck backing that dude up. If you did, you're paying the price. Now, that motherfucker will turn his back and run out of the way. He'll just run. And it works sometimes.
Hey, just get the fuck out of there by any means necessary.
See ya.
I wonder if he would ever be, that was one of the things that Mitrione brought up about Joe Silva. He said that Joe Silva told him that he got a small ring, or that it was going to be a large ring when he fought Roy, Big Country. And it wasn't. It was a small ring. So he said that he was upset about that.
I've had that happen before too, though. But again, and I'm not defending Joe Silva here. I've worked a ton with Joe Silva, obviously, all over the years. It doesn't really work like that. It really doesn't where you can make demands on the cage and ask for this and ask for that. It is what it is. And you might prefer something like, yeah, maybe. But Joe Silva's dealing with so many different dynamics. The cage, he goes, hey, what's the cage? Someone might go, it's a 24-foot. All right, cool. Yeah, I guess the bigger cage. You want the fight or not, man?
Right,
you know, like there's so much going on. I don't think he purposely lied to Matt and was like, it's a big cage, take the fight.
But
I
wonder like what fights would be like if the cage was much smaller.
Less technique. You're going to get a bunch of Gaethje fights, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
But if you're a technical guy like Mitrione, who's crazy athletic with footwork, or a Barboza or a Conor McGregor, you don't want that small cage.
Yeah.
It limits your resources and your abilities.
You get smothered. And it cuts all your angles short. Everything off the exchange, like if you're too close to a cage, anything off the exchange, you're cutting short. Like you're going to run into the cage. So now you can't go back that way because you won't get out of the way of the shot, and you can't go back that way. So you have like limited amount of movements that you can make.
It's a grappler's paradise.
Yeah. Well, it's also a brawler's paradise, right? It's those two things.
Khabib could, if the fight was done in a smaller octagon, Khabib would never lose.
I think, yeah, for sure. But I think also one thing that it would favor is like real high-level Muay Thai guys. Because they're always clinching and going after each other. You know, and I think that style, like the Muay Thai style, is not like a Wonder Boy style where they're sliding out of the way of everything. They're standing right in front of you and checking things and attacking and clinching.
I don't think it would be better for the sport.
Maybe not better for the sport, but it would be interesting to see how it favors certain styles. And I think that it would favor a good wrestler with some real good Muay Thai. I think would be a real good environment for them.
You think if, let's say, Francis were to just starch over him, which, listen, over him needs to watch his P's and Q's for 15 minutes. He needs to use his technique, run when you have to.
Yeah.
Even if people don't like it, win by decision, great, man. But if he doesn't watch his P's and Q's and gets starched by Francis, you think Francis deserves a shot right away?
If Francis starches him, Francis is the hottest commodity in the heavyweight division.
So he deserves a title shot.
Yeah, I think Overeem is ranked.
He's number one. No, he's number one.
Kane's not number one?
No.
Okay, so he's number one, which is crazy for him to take this fight.
And right? Verdum's number two.
So no one knows, and that's really nuts, because that fight, like those two had, boy, that was as close a fight as you can get, and most people thought that Verdum won.
I think Verdum did win. No one got robbed, though.
No one got robbed.
But it was a shitty fight.
Verdum hurt him, and Overeem never really hurt Verdum, not the same way, at least. I'm sure he hit him hard.
I thought Verdum won the fight.
I thought Verdum won the fight, too. I thought that one round where he rocked him and hurt him, it should have been – that was the most significant moment of the fight, for sure.
So how do you not make Francis go through Verdum to get to Stipe?
That's interesting. It's a very good question.
Because that's a tougher matchup for Francis than Overeem.
It's a very good question.
Verdum's a motherfucker.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Stipe. Why don't they have a challenger for Stipe? Like, why is
it's the heavyweight division? It's a bunch of dinosaurs.
Right, but is that what it is? I mean, because I had heard that there was some contract negotiation shit going on.
There's that. Yeah, I've heard that.
Do you know where that pen's been? You're sucking on that pen. That's just weird.
No, I just put it here. I don't suck on it. No, I won't suck on it. I'll put it on my lip. I won't suck on it, though. Nah, man, just the tip. Won't suck on it, though.
I'll let it rub it on the outside of my mouth.
I know Stipe's ready to go for February.
He is.
Yeah.
So they just don't have an opponent for him. Maybe they'll try to do it for January for Boston.
They're hoping that, Francis and this Overeem thing work out.
Yeah, because listen,
because Verdum, it's too soon.
A rematch with Stipe for Overeem is a very interesting fight.
I agree.
Very interesting fight.
You can sell that, especially if he beats Francis, who everyone's so high and mighty on.
Yeah.
If you were to get by him, how can you deny it?
Yeah, it's true. Francis is just fucking terrifying. I'm fucking terrified.
See, I'm not on board yet.
I'm terrified. Have you seen him fight live?
No. Nope, I have not.
Should be illegal.
I've been to one
Should be illegal.
Easy.
He hits
have you seen
so
Overeem fight live?
Oh, I have. Yeah.
Have you seen him knee fucking Mark Hunt into...
The Brock Lesnar fight was probably the scariest one because I was like, this guy's the greatest heavyweight of all time. But when he smashed Brock Lesnar like that, I'm like, oh my God, what if he could do that to Kane?
Yeah, but you're watching a superhero where I was like, fuck, I don't have the resources to get on the same shit. But now that he's off the shit and he flatlined Mark Hunt, that's scary to me.
What if they had, I know, right? What if they had no testing though? None. Zero. Like he able to make like the testing requirements as minimal as they were back then. He pulled it off. He
did
tested
pull it
clean.
off. Yeah, he did.
Right? Imagine if there was
God bless
no
him.
fucking testing. Like he had to cycle off.
Yeah.
Like what if he's
He
like
looked like that cycling off.
cycling off? He looks like that.
But think about this. Francis is as natural as fucking coconut water. That
Yes.
motherfucker is all natural. Now imagine if he could take something.
Oh God.
Then what do we do?
Then we got a
Everybody's
real
screwed.
problem. We got a real problem.
He shreds city, hits
Yep.
harder than anyone now, eating freaking plantains.
There's Overeem in the Ubereem days. Bum, bum, bum.
Francis is no
bum,
punk,
bum,
though. Bring up
bum.
Francis, that fine mocha skin.
Prime Ubereem versus Prime Tank Abbott. Who takes it?
I'll get the fuck out of here.
Forums are hilarious,
Yeah,
man. They're so
hilarious.
silly.
How dare you?
They're so silly. Yeah, he doesn't look the same, but he doesn't look bad. Like if he was just a heavyweight fighter and he was built the way he's built now, you would say he's a powerful guy. I mean, if you see him in his last fight, pull up the last fight with him versus Mark Hunt. I mean, he definitely doesn't look like a small guy. He's still somewhere around the 250-something range.
Everyone's
he's still a
bodies look
huge
different.
guy.
Literally, everyone's bodies look different.
Yeah. Everybody's look different. Erick Silva was a big one that people kept bringing up. Like he looks
Yeah, he was
way
like this
different.
dime piece.
Yeah, and then it
And then
just
he
all
just-
changed. Yeah, but see, like you look at Alistair there, like he's just got more body fat, more stomach fat, less muscle.
He has a little bit of a guy.
Yeah.
Like he has almost that dad bod that works out on the weekends.
I wouldn't say that. You said that, not me.
Well,
How
the
dare
fit
you.
dad bod, though. You know what I'm saying? Like an active dad.
Yeah, I mean, he's just. But what's interesting is that he's such a fighter that gear or no gear. I mean, he comes to fucking fight. He comes to kill you.
Because he has the best technique
yeah,
in the
look
world.
at that fucking KO. Oh my god.
You flatline Mark Hunt, you bastard.
Yeah.
You know Mark Hunt flew to Vegas to get all this stuff checked off,
Yeah.
the brain scan, all that.
And what did they say about it?
I'm not sure. But he at least made the effort to fly from Australia to there so he can clear this up to get back in the cage. Because again, I think for Francis, there's an argument, if he just goes out there and starches over him in 10 seconds, like, all right, well, we got to figure out what he's worth. Let's give him Stipe.
Right.
But if he doesn't, man, you could give him Mark Hunt. That's a
Yep.
great fight. You give him Verdum.
Yep.
Because you got to walk through some fire. Because look at the fire Stipe walked through to be the heavyweight.
It's a good point.
Champ.
And he really has only beaten Arlovsky. It's just we're looking at him at the magnitude of his performances against guys that were in his league. It's like you just see the magnitude of his impact. Like he's a guy that you go, who the fuck's gonna stop that?
But they're all favorable matchups.
Yep,
You know what
true.
I'm saying? It's like your favorite baseball player. He's only hitting off the pitcher who we know he can hit a home run off of. When you give him a guy who actually can throw some junk and he's not as good, or if he hits that guy, all right, then he
Yeah.
is what he's worth.
Well, primetime Kane would have showed us what was up. A primetime Kane versus him where you can get him down, hold him down, beat him up.
Primetime Kane, I also think Stipe right now, he might, he's in his prime, might be at the end of his prime, but he's going to be.
Stipe's in his prime.
Yeah.
I don't think Stipe's at the end of his prime at all. I think Stipe's right in there. He's in the heat.
He's right there where
Yeah.
he could give Francis
And
some-
he's
I want to see Francis
actually-
wrestle. That's all I
yeah.
want to see. But again, from sources, they say he's a nightmare to take down.
I believe it. I mean, he looks so goddamn strong. And the way he hits, I mean, he hits, your window of opening is so little and your mistakes are so costly. Anytime you make a mistake with him, you just get bombed on so hard. You're like, no.
But when you got a guy like Kane or Stipe where they go, I know you got power. I'm going to put my chest in your
Yep.
freaking chest for 25 minutes.
Yep.
I'm going to put my head straight in your chest. Good luck firing off, man. And
Yeah.
when you do fire off, I'm going to take you down.
Yeah.
At least keep you busy so you
Yeah.
can't just fire off.
and
now
throw
deal with that.
ridiculous combinations on you with constant barrage
Nonstop.
of strikes. keep hammering you over and over again. Hammer fists, elbows, punches. You never get tired. Yeah.
Francis is similar to me as a JDS. Where he's similar where, decent footwork. I don't think he's athletic as JDS, but good footwork, power puncher. But when you get a guy like Stipe or Kane who don't play that game on the outside with you and just want to get dirty, you're in some trouble, man.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if he's in some trouble. Because, if he can stuff the takedown, if he can keep those guys standing up with him, then you're going to see some nightmares. Because
True.
he's getting better all the time. The thing about Francis, he hasn't even really been fighting that long. He doesn't have this long, crazy record.
No, not at all. And the UFC
Yeah.
was like, you might be something special. Let's come to
Yeah.
Vegas and you just work out in this
Fucking
sports
Rocky
center
IV
while
lab.
we inject this Bane supplement in you, whatever the fuck it is. You won't even use protein powder. He's worried about testing hot.
Wow.
He takes nothing.
Good. Perfect. We need to see what the fuck's possible.
I agree.
What kind of genetics are there out there?
I agree.
He's like, what we were talking yesterday about Bo Jackson, Callan and I were going up about Bo Jackson, about there's certain athletes that in their prime, they just like, we're just a notch above everything else. Like just out of the womb, there's a notch.
Just a different animal. We don't all start at the same starting line.
Herschel Walker, another good example. Like,
Freak.
What's that?
Now, see, my problem is we can't put Francis in that discussion yet.
Not yet.
Not even close.
No, not yet.
He's not even close there. He has some work to do.
Not in this, as far as greatness and accomplishments.
Freakish?
But as far as like physical freak.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. But Francis scares the shit out of me when I watch him hit people. It's boom! You see him go, oh, Jesus. He's just so big and so powerful and so undeniable. When he comes moving in for the kill, he's undeniable.
Yeah.
He's a very scary guy. But you're totally right. He's got to be tested. We've seen many, many guys like him go bust.
Oh, Overeem is he's a test, but Overeem's a guy where for 15 minutes, if Francis lands that freaking bomb of his, you know, Overeem's probably going out because his chin's not the same. He's been in so many up and down wars, you know?
And he's Francis is a naturally bigger man. I mean, you got to remember Alistair fought at 205 before. He fought Chuck at 205. Used to be real skinny.
That's right.
Francis is a big motherfucker. He's big. I mean, he's a natural 265-pound man.
Thick dude.
Yeah, that's a dangerous guy because in the beginning of the fight, especially, if he pushes pressure and he moves forward and puts pressure and he's like real explosive and fast, something gets in there. Something gets in there.
Here's the X factor is Overeem in the clinch. There's no one better in the heavyweight division.
It's true.
And we haven't seen Francis in the clinch with a world-class guy like Overeem. Because again, Overeem, we forget because the Demolition Man's been around so long. He gets you in that clinch, those elbows, those knees.
The knees. Best knees in the fucking division.
God, yeah, you know, that's Mark Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's Fujita.
Yeah. You know, that was horrifying. Yeah.
Almost killed a guy.
Who's that other guy, the kickboxer? Teixeira, I think. The kickboxer that he fought over in K1 where they decided to make it so you could only hold one hand behind the head. Alistair would get two hands behind your head, and that was night
Do
night.
work, yeah, Demolition, man.
You just drop those knees on your chin.
See, that's the funnest fight on the card to me, Francis Overeem. Just where they go, their career path, stuff like that.
I'd say the Gagey Alvarez one is. But they're both right up there. They're either one. Look, there's 3 giant fights in this card. The Aldo Holloway fight is a giant fight for me. I want that fight. I want to see it.
I like the fight. Just if we're going off Aldo's words, saying he did have issues with his legs, that's why he wasn't kicking before.
Yeah,
I don't buy it. I really don't buy it. And if that was
you
a problem,
don't think it's true?
I don't, but because in his previous fights and fights after that, he hasn't been using all of his tools.
Well, I think there's a strategy for that, though. The Frankie Edgar fight, I really believe that he didn't use his kicks because I think he felt like Frankie was training for those kicks. And he was training to take him down off the leg kicks.
Everyone kicks, though. And we know all that, but he's so goddamn good at it. He didn't.
Right, he just boxed.
To me, he's become very fundamental in just boxing, planting his feet. He's gotten away from what got him to the dance.
Maybe.
Or we can go he was hurt.
If we're basing it on those 2 fights, and if you have to believe him, and I'm just going to believe him just for the sake of believing him, if he says his leg was hurt, it makes sense. It also makes sense how he was getting tired quick. He got tired pretty quick in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
Which if he had a leg injury, it would make sense. He wouldn't be able to push as hard in camp.
And he was winning those early rounds.
Yeah.
There was a huge speed advantage for Aldo early in those rounds. And then Max Holloway took over.
Yeah, well, Max Holloway measures you. You know, he doesn't burn himself out early. He's got tremendous endurance. He measures you, and he starts putting it on you. What Max is really good at is distance control. Really good at movement and distance control and just not being there. And
he's also
fighting
big
smart.
and long.
Yep.
And the cut doesn't kill him.
For 145, he's very tall, very physically
strong. He also hits like a Mack truck.
Yep. Hits like a truck, and he's just got that thing.
He's got warrior spirit.
Savage, champion, warrior spirit.
You're going to have to kill him to get him out of there.
Yeah, man. And he's just, he's a fascinating guy because he's like Hawaiian to the bone.
Yes.
You know? And you go over to Hawaii, man, and he has the next shot at being like the new BJ Penn.
The BJ Penn.
I mean, BJ Penn is a legend. And he's a legend from the early days, and he's a legend when he went up to heavyweight and fought Lyoto Machida.
Oh, my God.
I mean, BJ was a fucking monster in his day.
One of my favorite people.
Yeah, a monster. So it's going to be a while before Max gets into those lofty grounds, but he's on his way.
He's on his way. And what's interesting is both BJ and Max are 2 of the nicest guys in the world.
Super nice
They
guy.
both have that in common. They're both from Hawaii, both monsters.
Yeah.
No, Max could, especially at 145, because Conor's never going back there. For Max, he could be a BJ Penn type.
Yeah, I wonder if he challenges Conor.
No.
If Conor comes back, who knows? What did Conor do? Did you just get in a brawl in a bar? Is that real?
Oh, so, in Dana White's scrum, he goes, listen, if it was that big, there'd be more video of it. Dana goes, Dana's basically saying, I'm skeptical hip-wise that happened. People that I know in Dublin and that are blowing me up are saying, dude, it's real. Conor's in a bit of trouble because he has a friend from one area of Ireland that's in this mafia and that got beat up by these guys. Conor finds out the guys who beat up his friend are in this bar. So Conor comes in there, beats the hell out of that guy. Well, that guy's associated with this, pretty intense mafia family over there. So now there's a hit out on Conor is what they're saying.
What?
Yes, for $900,000.
What?
Mm-hmm. Now, how much of that is true? How much of it is speculation? I'm not sure.
Holy shit.
And because on my podcast, I was like, I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of hoopla. People just want to be associated. And then I have so many people blowing me up going, bro, here's the background of the guys that he's messing with. And they've done some gnarly shit. Like there's a boxing promotion that they just came in dressed as like masked men and shot up the whole thing. They're like, he's dealing with gnarly dudes.
Whoa.
But then, again, I guess in Dublin, especially Conor being who he is, you're going to have these associations with this underground world, stuff like that.
What are you trying to say about Dublin, bro?
It's awesome. It's my favorite place I've ever been.
Man, that is terrible. That's a terrible scene.
I don't know what to believe. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't, and Dana, again, said this in a scrum. It's always fascinating when Dana does those scrums because it's all hearsay, stuff like that. But then they go, what's next for Conor? You got to fight for him? He goes, listen, man, the guy's $100 million in the bank. Fighting sucks.
Yeah. I
don't know if he's ever going to get punched in the face again. He has $100 million. It's a legit point.
It's a totally legit point. But $100 million can go a lot faster than you think if you like the ball. Because here's the thing. You don't really get $100 million. You get $100 million, but then you got to pay taxes. You got to pay your trainer fee. You got to pay whatever you pay your manager.
So let's say he has 70.
You wouldn't have 70. If
after
you have
taxes?
Yep. Nope. If
so
you make 100 in America, if you make 100, I mean, like realistically, I think it's everything over $250,000 a year is taxed.
30?
Find out what that is.
35%?
38% or something like that. And then, you got to think he's got managers and trainers and agents. And when you make, here's a question that I should know the answer to, but I do not. When you make money, if you're from Ireland, you make money in America, do you have to pay taxes in America? Because I know you have to do that if you make money in Canada. If you make money in Canada, like you do gigs in Canada, you have to pay taxes in Canada. I had to pay
taxes in Dublin and England and Australia when I did comedy.
And then you also have to pay those taxes when you get home. You have to pay your own taxes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you get double tax, but there's ways around it. So let's say
make 60.
40.
Let's get to 60.
I was going to say 40, being cool.
Let's be cool.
But remember, he has $40 million. But that's just based off of the fight. Now think about his endorsements.
He can go through $40 million in 3 years.
If you're a complete
he's a maniac,
fucking moron.
No, if you're the same type of guy that is Conor McGregor.
I don't know about that because we're basing off his Instagram, which is a persona of him, right? So you see the Rolls Royces, these watches, a lot of the stuff. Remember, a lot of those Rolls Royces people give to him.
Right, they donated them. Remember,
he's renting those
because he was standing on one of them.
Yeah. They're like, bro, we gave that for you for the day. You're shitting on a Rolex, but or Rolls Royce. Yeah, so I think I don't know if he's that stupid with his money.
That's interesting. Well, if that's the case, if he's not really completely balling out of control and all those Bentley photos and everything like that is all just for show and it's part of the persona and part of the act, that makes sense. Well, if that's the case and he just wants to live like a fairly large...
he's living large. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
He's living, but he's not Mike Tyson stupid, John Jones stupid.
But he's private jet stupid, right? And he's like...
Again, a lot of that can be borrowed.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, not even saying private jet stupid. If you got $100 million, do whatever the fuck you want, sir. Correct. What I'm saying is if you want it to last for the rest of your days.
Well, if you just invest it right, you're straight.
See, the other thing is that the amount of possibility for him to make money is so staggering right now that I don't see that this is going to be the end of his career. I just do not agree with anybody that thinks he's not going to fight again. I think you're crazy. I think he's going to get bored. I think he's going to want to challenge. I think he's going to realize there's a tremendous amount of money out there to be made.
I'm not crazy. Dana White's crazy because I think he's going to fight again. Yeah. Dana said he doesn't think he's going to fight again. Fighting sucks. Those aren't my words. I actually think he's going to fight again because I think he's more than just about money. Yeah. I think he's more about his legacy and what his kind of footmark in the sport is. And I think he knows he has to defend that 155-pound title. But then he also knows Manny Pacquiao called him out, and he can go make a quick, whatever, 50, 60 million fighting Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunities there. But I also know for a fact he has a shitload of opportunities in Hollywood as well, non-stop.
Damn.
So he's going to be fine either way. As long as he doesn't get shot by a Dublin gangster, he should be fine.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
The other thing is GSP's not fighting Whittaker. GSP's, the rumor mill, from what I hear, is he might want to see if he can cut to 70. See if he can still get to 70 and do a super fight with Conor there.
Conor. See, that's what I had said. I'd said that
That's
Conor
their dream
versus
matchup.
GSP would be like the biggest financial boom. If I was WME, I'd be like, listen, can we make this happen?
That's what they want to do.
Come on.
That in a dream situation, that's what all sides would want to have happen. And GSP, he's taking time off now, but I know he's going to see if he can cut to 70 to possibly make that happen.
Wow. He should be able to do it. Don't you think? Or is he get?
He is
too thick?
thicker than the Three Musketeers right now. He was thick city in that Bisping fight.
He was pretty jacked. It's a lot of. We must be doing a lot of strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking.
I mean, he's a muscular dude. He's getting older too, so the weight comes on.
Yeah. But I wonder what he's doing for like his weightlifting routine.
You just have to get super strict. Also, I bet he could do it, especially at 70, if he realizes the possibilities on a super fight like Conor. Because have you seen the numbers on his fight with Bisping?
No.
I think he came in at about 865.
That's not bad.
Not great though.
It's not as good as he could do.
Well, it's not. It's
I
not as
think-
good as the pay-per-view blockbuster stars.
No. But
It's
for
not what they're
being out
hoping.
for 4 years. See, the thing is, and you and I were talking about this, is that we both agreed, like, there's a lot of fans that are fans now that don't have a fucking clue who he is. At least didn't before that fight.
No, they
They're
came in with Ronda, yeah.
Yep. Post Ronda and post Conor. I think Ronda brought a gigantic group in, and then Conor brought another even more gigantic group in. And especially the kids today that are like 18, 19, 20, 21, they have no fucking idea.
No clue.
You have to be hardcore to know who GSP is.
Correct.
But now they know. Now they know he's the middleweight champ. Holy shit, he came back. People will talk, and it'll build it up, and then the next one will be bigger.
I think he even if he fought Whittaker, I don't think it breaks 1 million. Even now,
I think you're probably in the ballpark. I think it's
I think he
probably going to
does-
be close to 1 million.
I think he
for
does
that
it
fight.
around 850 to 900 again. It might be a little better. Maybe it's in Australia. It's a
Yeah.
pay-per-view. I think he has to have a partner, a dance partner like Conor to break 1 million.
Well, the Conor fight would be 1 million if Conor fought your mom.
I mean, yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
No. If Conor and Jamie fought, it'd be 2 million.
Yeah,
I mean,
2 million.
especially now.
Yeah.
Anything he does after that Floyd Mayweather, there's so much, just hype. Everyone sees his next move. It's
Yeah.
gonna be the biggest UFC of all time.
Yeah, just for that. Boy. Yeah,
But
there's not a lot of like giant matchups right now that are looming that make me excited more than that one does. Conor versus GSP is like, whoa. That's like I want to sit down and think about that one for a while. Like,
But
whoa.
well, see, I have thought down and thought about it, and it's not a great fight for Conor. 70 is not where Conor belongs, especially
Not
with
with
the
that gorilla.
greatest welterweight of all time who can grapple his balls off.
Grapple his balls off. He gets you to the ground. He's going to fuck you up. He's
Not
going to
great.
fuck you up. He's so much stronger. George is so big now. When I put my arm around him when I was doing the interviews with him at the weigh-ins, I was like, what in the fuck?
Thick.
And this is like weighed in, rehydrated all day, and then I get to him at like 6 o'clock, which is what they're doing now, which is kind of interesting. But I was like, wow, he's like 200 pounds plus.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's way bigger than he used to be. And like everybody thought that Bisping was going to have this big advantage over him size-wise. But when you see George also has a very long style. Keeps his legs wide,
Yes.
bounces around a lot, in and out. And so he accomplishes a lot with his distance and his ability to close the distance. It's like the size, strength, and reach advantage that Bisping had just didn't play in at all.
That being said, though, not Bisping, GSP has no business being a middleweight. That's not the land for him.
Robert Whittaker's a dangerous fight for him at 185.
But it's really the only fight. And granted,
Yeah.
he's the champ. The size isn't that big of a deal. The problem is he's in his prime. He's young, hits like a Mack truck.
And
he's good at everything.
He's good at everything, and he fires fucking bombs at your face. Like he's trying to
Bombs
knock
over
you out.
Baghdad,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's technical striking just to the opening is there.
It's very interesting with Whittaker because he's the smaller guy at 85 in the land of the dinosaurs right now, the land of the giants with Rockhold. You got Yoel, JRE, all these monsters. Weidman's a big boy. You have all those monsters. Then you have a guy like GSP who's your interim champion. And then you got Kelvin that people are talking about, where Kelvin's the undersized guy too. Well,
GSP's not the interim champion. He's the legit champion. Whittaker's the interim champion.
That's true, which is such bullshit.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. So you have two champions, right? But I'm such bullshit.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
What's bullshit about it?
Take 4 years off, you jump the queue, you fight a guy that's perfect matchup for you, and you win.
Well,
you got Whittaker
that,
who walked through fucking monster land.
But in his defense, he couldn't fight then. He was injured.
I know, I'm just saying.
Right. But if they could not have made the Whittaker versus Bisping fight any earlier, because Whittaker's knee was fucked up. I mean,
True.
He had a serious. So there was no fight to be made other than this in the middleweight division, unless you wanted to have Yoel, who just fought for the title and lost, fight Bisping for the real title after he lost for the interim title. That doesn't necessarily make sense.
Heaven forbid we should wait.
Well, I think
Heaven forbid, let's rush everything.
Didn't you enjoy the GSP fight?
Yeah, I did.
So
I'm not a hater.
What's the objecting?
Nah, there's no objecting. I'm just saying, as far as to me, the real champion at 85 would be Whittaker. But I don't give GSP that title.
I do, because he knocked out Bisping. Knocked out Rockhold. It's really simple. Rockhold was absolutely the world champion. Bisping absolutely knocked him out.
Correct.
And then he beat Dan Henderson,
which is an argument there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of argument.
We like it as guys who are Dan Henderson fans, but let's be real. Was he the number one guy in the world at that time to fight for the middleweight title?
It was
Probably
exciting
not.
to give Bisping what he wanted, which is a shot at redemption. Yeah, but he
Great
did
fight.
win. He won the fight, although Dan thought he won. You know, I could see Dan definitely hurt him more.
My God.
Definitely.
How about
hurt him
Bisping's chin?
Yeah, incredible. And what Dan said after the fight, I wish they judge fights on how the other guy looks after the fight.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Because he didn't have a scratch on him.
Bisping should go down as the top 3 middleweights of all time just based off doing this with one fucking eye. People don't realize he has one eye, man. What he's doing is insane.
Yeah, he's got oil in his right eye, right, to keep his retina
He's a
in place.
maniac, man. He's one of the best of all time to me.
Retinas are scary shit, man.
Scary shit.
Scary shit when that stuff starts
I'm
going
just saying,
to you.
if you look at what Whittaker has done to become champion, it's a little more impressive to me.
Well, it's a little more impressive because he beat Yoel Romero. And he beat Yoel Romero in a fucking tough fight. And he beat him after Yoel Romero hyperextended his leg and blew his knee out in the first round.
And before that, he starched JRE.
Starched him.
Easily.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, he's walked through the fire. The same thing with Francis Gano. You know, like, you got to walk through that fire, man, to me, to get there.
I agree.
So, but that's not the world we live in. But
yeah, but you got to make the Bisping fight. If I was the UFC, I would have made that fight. GSP says he wants to come back and fight Bisping. Bisping says, I want to get that big payday.
Me too.
I go, let's make this
Me
fight.
too. I'm with you. I'm with you. I make the fight too. And what's interesting is you have these small, you have the smaller guy being the champ right now. And for Kelvin, he doesn't match up great with anyone freaking 6-1, but he does match up great with the champ. So you got to decide what you want to do with him, because Kelvin can be world champion at 70, not at 85, unless he fights Whittaker.
Hold on. You don't think that Kelvin could beat GSP?
GSP's not fighting 85.
Okay,
brother.
but he's the champ.
It doesn't matter.
GSP though is.
Do you think he can beat Matt Hughes? We should have that conversation, because GSP is going to fight at.
But wait a minute.
It's not happening.
No, but GSP is the 185-pound champ.
Who's never going to fight there?
Is competing at 185. But that's what it is. What do you got here? Oh, the order?
Just the order.
Where's
Yeah, he's
Kelvin? He's
ninth.
down at number 9?
Yeah.
I think he should be a little higher. He just knocked out the former champ Michael Bisping, who's number 2. That doesn't make any sense. I don't care if Bisping was coming off of a tough fight with GSP. Definitely probably hampered his performance.
He should be at 7.
There's no way Kelvin should be at 9 and Bisping is at 2. That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe they didn't update it.
Hold up, but you're saying Kelvin should be at 2? That's crazy.
No,
Joe.
no. That's not what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is there's no way that Bisping should be 2 if Kelvin just knocked him out. And Kelvin's 9. That doesn't make sense. What's the point of having rankings?
Kelvin shouldn't be 9, but he
should
shouldn't be 2.
He should be past Bisping.
Ooh, that's tough. What about the body of work?
No, he just knocked him out. It doesn't matter. The ranking is where are you at right now. If a guy beats you in a basketball tournament, right? Doesn't he move forward? If a guy beats you in a wrestling tournament, doesn't he move forward? Yeah, we don't look at someone's past and say this is who you are forever. We look at your present performance. The last performance that Michael Bisping had was against Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin beat him in a decisive, very clear and dominating way, he moves ahead.
Was that the best Bisping, though?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, you don't care about any of that
He's
stuff.
ranked higher. All we can go on is the contest itself. The contest itself was very obviously won by Kelvin in a spectacular way. But bing! He drops that right jab in and that straight left hand.
Nasty.
Oh!
Amazing performance.
Amazing
Kelvin's
performance.
a monster.
He's ahead of Bisping. Fact.
Okay.
Anybody who says differently.
That's fine. That's fine.
Fucking crazy.
You can put him ahead of Bisping. However, you can't put him at number 2 middleweight in the world.
No, I wouldn't. Because I think Weidman's in the mix. Yoel Romero's in the
Weidman
mix.
beat him.
Yes.
Jacre's a bad matchup. Luke Rockhold is a monster of that division. Luke Rockhold, if I had to put money on somebody, Luke Rockhold's going to be the champion of that division.
He could be. He very well could be. Or David Branch almost took him out. Remember that? David Branch hurt him.
Almost
had him
took
stunned.
out who?
Luke Rockhold.
Oh, come on.
He had him hurt. You don't think he had him hurt?
Not that bad.
I think he had him hurt. But Rockhold showed what a fucking animal he is and came through it. But what happens if someone like Yoel Romero catches him like that? What happens if someone like Robert Whittaker catches him like that?
With Rockhold?
My thing is Rockhold is a beast, but anything can happen in that division when these guys are that good. Even David Branch, what I'm saying, who's a very good fighter and hadn't lost in like 5 years.
World Series again, though.
Yeah, again. But until he got tired, gave Rockhold a very tough experience.
He came at him.
Yes,
he came at him.
It wasn't like Rockhold dominated the fight.
Remember, Rockhold had a long-ass layoff. He's doing the modeling thing. He wanted this sort of matchup. He wanted this sort of money. And then that long-ass layoff. Then you fight this, a middleweight champion, light heavyweight champion for World Series, and it's his biggest fight of all time. He brings it towards Rockhold. Rockhold weathered the storm, then just took over.
Weathered the storm, took his back down, and smashed him.
Smashed him. Renzo Gracie black belt.
My point is that he
absolutely
broke him. He did. He definitely did.
Broke him.
He wore him down too. He was exhausted by the time.
That's basically after how long off? 14 months off, which
No, he's one of the most underrated guys, especially at getting you down and holding you down. Look what he did to Lyoto Machida. Look what he did to Weidman. And look what he did to David Branch. Those guys are all very good at the ground, and he smashes them.
And you go back to Strikeforce days, his Jacare fights, Tim Kennedy. He's fought the best of the best, man.
He's definitely been a savage his entire career, but you still have to realize Bisping did knock him out. And you know what, man? You're in a division where you're talking about a ton of psychos. Like you got Robert Whittaker, Yoel Romero, Chris Weidman. You got GSP if he decides to stay in the division, but you don't think he will.
Never.
Okay, he's a champ. But you got
Whittaker's the champ.
You got these killers, and then Luke Rockhold might be the best out of all of them.
Yes,
but he might not be. We really don't know. I mean, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about them. I'm excited about, you look at him on paper, you go, yeah, Rockhold might be the best of the bunch, but goddamn, it's hard to root against Whittaker. It's hard to bet against that guy.
Yeah, I'm done betting against Whittaker.
Especially after he stuffed all the fucking takedowns from Yoel Romero with one knee.
I'm on that Whittaker train just like I'm on the Darren Till train.
Yeah.
85, 70, and 55 in the UFC is so goddamn good right now.
So competitive.
It's the best it's ever been. Light heavyweight, the worst it's ever been. Heavyweight, land of the dinosaurs. But 55, 70, 85.
Pull up that Emil Meek Kamaru Usman fight. We should find out if that fight's actually been canceled.
It hasn't been canceled. He's trying to get his
visa.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Fucking Donald Trump, let him in.
I know, man. Let the guy do his thing.
Jesus Christ, he's a Viking.
I'm a Meek fan.
He's your people.
I'm a Meek fan.
Yeah, I'm a Meek fan too.
Dude, at 70. Good luck at 70.
Yeah.
Good luck at 70.
That's what we were just saying. Kamaru Usman is fucking terrifying, and no one's even talking about him because there's so many killers in that. Here we go. Emil Meek explains status of 219 fight with Kamaru Usman. Visa issues. So he's just hoping. So hoping they could sort it out.
That must be tough going through training camp.
Either a 10-day thing or it takes 6 months or anything in between. That's all the OC office just told me to have patience. The question is not about if I'm going to get it or not. It's just when I get it and if I can get it in time. I hope they can, That's, I mean, it feels like the UFC should have some fucking power.
That's what I'm saying. Can we someone make some calls?
Take someone else.
Get my boy Meek into the goddamn States.
Unrelated, but also news.
What is this? We have tried to get this.
Shane Carwin retired.
Oh. Wow, it seems like there are no interesting fights, and I'm not getting younger. Let me explain. Let me just lay my gloves down right here on. Oh, he did it on Reddit. Wow.
An hour ago.
Wait, why is he done though?
Thank you to each and every one of you. It's odd to be healthy and unable to compete, yet able to compete when so unhealthy. I guess we end. I don't know what that means. I think he made a mistake there. With never. Oh, I guess we end with never knowing what could have been. Somber would be the best way to describe the emotion Thank you all for the love, the insults, and the great times. I will sink back into the mode of being a Redditor and my quest to become a mod here. You serious?
He's sort of making a little joke there.
I am also on the hunt for a large fedora. I am like an 8.5 in hats.
8.5 my ass, Shane.
Seriously, thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being amazing and for making this sport amazing.
I thought he was retired. And then I thought he was coming back out to try and fight. Did Bellator just tell him no or something?
I thought he was in that, right?
Yeah, I think he just put his name in the hat. He just called out Mitrione. He like 2 days ago, he just said he wanted to fight as the ultimate.
Well, here's what it's weird. It says it's odd to be healthy and unable to compete, yet able to compete when so unhealthy. I mean, it's odd that he's healthy now and he can't get a fight.
That means the commissioner, maybe someone told him he can't fight? Or maybe Bellator was like, nah, we're good, son.
Well, I wouldn't never say he couldn't fight in terms of like the punishment he's taken. I mean, it was like the Junior Dos Santos fight was tough to watch.
That was a tough one.
That was a tough one to watch. He's had some tough fights, but I mean, a lot of guys have. If you're gonna let Overeem fight, how could you not let Shane Carwin fight? Unless it's like the spinal surgery stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that, but also he could fight in Ryzen.
I would imagine that they would take
They'll clear
him,
anybody.
But you know that they had an issue with him, where he was getting divorced and he had some personal issues. Apparently, they were saying,
yeah,
and he had to pull out of their tournament. Remember?
Yeah, he had that fight.
And they were very upset. They were very upset at him.
Oh, that he backed out.
Yeah, and they said some things about him, not having warrior spirit or some crazy shit like that.
For sure, relax, Ryzen shit happens.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, you only have so many fucking heavyweights.
Yeah, you're also Ryzen, so let's relax and have Shane Carwin back, though.
Have Shane Carwin over there and let him go crazy.
Him Pro Cop. Wild West. Take that, Golden Snitch.
Yeah, just full on Mexican
supplements. Let's see what happens.
Let the party roll.
Let's mix it up.
Especially, I mean, Shane's in his 40s, right? How old is Shane?
Hell yeah, he's in his 40s. Yeah.
Let it roll.
Let it roll.
Ryzen's the spot. I mean, look, we should have a steroid league. We should have a league where some people are not. Daniel Cormier faces Volkan Ozdemir at UFC 220 in Boston. Ooh.
6 minutes ago.
Ooh, wow. Breaking news, folks. Breaking news. Ozdemir's scary, but there's a guy who's got the quickest rise to the top ever.
This is my face for that fight.
You don't care? I care.
I'm lukewarm on it.
With Ozdemir,
I love DC.
I love
DC, and I wish he was a bigger star, and he should be a bigger star. But he's gonna be phenomenal as a commentator, and I think he flies through Ozdemir.
Do you really?
Yes, easily.
I think Ozdemir is dangerous for anybody, man. Anybody.
Good luck dealing with DC when he gets you in that clinch.
It's true. It's true.
DC's the
a monster.
Best light heavyweight of all time, not named John Jones.
Whoa. Strong words.
Who's better?
Nobody.
He was the heavyweight champion.
Twice. Yeah.
Beat Rumble twice. Beat Gustafsson. He was the
Won
heavyweight
Strikeforce
champion.
Grand Prix.
And think about the people in that Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Remember we did to Josh Barnett? Granted, Josh Barnett had a broken hand, but
threw him up in the air.
Remember we did to poor Dan Henderson? By the way, DC, how dare you treat our legend like that? How dare you take an old weathered Dan Henderson, spike him on his head, you son of a bitch?
I mean, he ragdolled.
I love DC, man. I like that fight for DC. I'm an Ozdemir fan. I think it'd be hilarious if he was champ because he has 700 Twitter followers. But I think that DC is going to mop the floor with him.
Interesting.
Unless it's a bar in Florida, then it's a different story.
I'm just interested in seeing what happens if he gets hit, because Ozdemir is very fast and hits very hard and has a shocking reaction.
Dude, DC's been hit hard.
Oh, for sure.
Rumble rocked him.
Rock
City.
Hit him with that overhand right in the first fight and head kicked him in the second fight.
Yeah, remember he sat him down. Yep. DC popped up.
Yeah. No, DC's a monster. No doubt. I'm just interested because I think Ozdemir really does have special power. You see him hit people, you're like, Jesus. And according to everybody that watched him and Rumble train, like he was the guy that trained with Rumble all the time. He's one of the few guys that wanted to spar with Rumble.
And what they say about it?
So they went to war.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
I would watch that. That.
Dude, how about
They said that's one of the reasons why Ozdemir's so good. So Ozdemir was like trained with Rumble. He was like, everybody's scared of Rumble. Why would you not be scared of Rumble?
How did they not just knock each other out every day?
I think they're smart. They hit each other just hard enough to like let each other know they're hitting each other. And look, you want a valuable sparring partner. I mean,
don't break your toys.
Yeah, look, it's benefiting the both of them.
Dude,
obviously.
Here's one for you.
Ooh.
How about Rumble wants to come back at heavyweight? Rumble Stipe for the curveball.
Here's the thing: you can't really do that because he just fought as a light heavyweight and then quit. and said, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah,
and
but
he
he's
comes
back.
back and fights at heavyweight.
Yeah, he's back, bro.
He said he doesn't like fighting. Says he doesn't like getting hit. He doesn't like wrestling
that's
sweaty
a bit of
men.
an issue. What do you say? I don't like fighting, but I'm back.
I mean, what happened was like
That
first of
retirement
all,
life ain't fun, is it?
it's not. It's boring, right? And
That depends who you are. Mine's great.
And he knows he could be champion too. Like he really does have championship skills. You know, I mean, he's got
now he does for sure.
He
well,
unquestionably has enough power to knock out any human being on the planet.
if DC and John Jones are out, yeah, he's the guy.
If DC got hit with that uppercut that Glover got hit with, he goes night too.
That's in, so
Everybody
would John
goes
Jones.
night-night.
But those
Everybody
guys
goes
are too
night-night.
smart for that.
Right.
They don't fight that style.
Well, they didn't. Yeah, Glover was too easy to hit for him. But I think he realizes that anybody in the world. I mean, he might not have 100% chance to beat anybody in the world, but he might have
heavyweight though.
No, not 100% chance to beat anybody in the world. But I'm saying he might have like a 60% chance. Like in any fight with anybody, he could connect with a bomb and put your fucking lights out. He's that powerful. So that alone in his head means like if he fought John Jones 60% of the time, he might be able to catch John Jones. It might be.
Yeah.
If he caught John Jones or anybody, he hits so fucking hard. But he definitely froze up against DC. And in the second fight, he did not look like a guy who was there to do or die.
Did he hit that pad that they keep jacking off to? Did he hit the pad?
I would like to see that.
I'd like to see that.
You think he hits harder than Ngannou? Ngannou's a lot bigger than him, man.
Yeah, but Anthony Johnson, I feel a lot more. He's more explosive. Especially you put Anthony Johnson on that healthy diet, and he's the 240 Anthony Johnson.
Yeah,
he's gonna hit like a Mack truck.
Be very interesting to see him
Dude,
at heavyweight.
Francis Rumble Johnson, black on black power.
No!
Kaepernick could show up for that bitch.
It
would be
Rumble's got to have
ridiculous.
a fight in heavyweight.
Let's just toss him.
Oh my god,
he's ready to go.
No. No, you get him that Russian dude that likes to choke people.
Who lets people mount and he chokes them out.
He's a light heavyweight. No, he's a heavyweight. He's a heavyweight. I'm right.
Yeah, you beat Brown. Yeah. Give him that guy.
Give him that guy.
Give him that poor soul. The Russian has no idea. I fight black men and just fucking get starched.
Yeah, that would be interesting. It's an interesting
My
fight.
God, it's fucked
what
up.
happens.
Do that guy.
I want to see what happens.
Give him that guy. Give him that guy.
Give him somebody who's,
give him the guy that encourages mount so he can get a choke.
The guy's going to come after him. Alexei Olenek.
Yes, powerful Alexei.
Yeah. Deep in his 40s.
Same hairline as Brian Callen. Dude, 52-11. He's been through the fucking works.
Ringer. He's you
think he gives a fuck about how hard Rumble hits?
No, he'll take that fight. I'll take fight.
All day at the
on
boa
2-day
constrictor. Notice. Fucking right, the boa.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight.
He might be my favorite
for heavyweight, man. Who the fuck knows? What if he gets Rumble down? We see him in side mount working on a rear naked choke from the side.
Yeah, Rumble's in trouble, that motherfucker.
Oh, he gets a hold of your neck?
Rumble's in trouble if you get mount on him, man. That guy's a monster. He's a monster from the bottom, isn't he?
I'm sure. He choked that dude out from his back.
Yeah, it's
mounted.
Great. He gave it to him.
Crazy. Yeah, he's a squeezer. There's certain dudes that just can squeeze your neck in a way.
Nah, Rumble in the first round might be the most dangerous man in the world.
Yeah. Wonder maybe, look, I mean, I don't know how much weight he was cut to make 205. But if he's really walking around at 230, 235, and that doesn't have to cut anything, he might be better at heavyweight.
That's what I'm saying. Let's give him on that punch meter. What you got, Francis?
Just give him a good fight, a Verdum. Rumble Verdum.
Dude, Verdum would kill your dreams, man. Verdum's a motherfucker. Verdum's a motherfucker.
He is, man.
He can strike. Best on the world on the ground. He's huge.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck about the going snitch because he's never been caught. Doesn't take anything.
Yeah.
You got some issues. Verdum comes hunting for you.
And that jiu-jitsu is just on another planet.
Dude, how about how about when what fight was that backed out? Oh, the Black Beast. Remember, he was supposed to fight Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis.
Huge Derek Lewis fan. We're talking about Derek Lewis' social media.
Is that the best?
Might be the best.
His Instagram
for a fighter,
page
might be
is
the best.
Hilarious.
He's hilarious. Shout out to Derek Lewis.
Shout out to the Black Beast.
You're hilarious.
He puts up some hilarious shit on Instagram.
I want him to fight soon. But remember, Derek Lewis was supposed to fight Verdum, then hours before the fight, you can't do it. So they just filled in random homeboy.
Yeah.
and he was just happy
Walt
to
Harris.
be there. Walt Harris.
Yeah, Walt Harris just had no
And
business in
fucking
there.
Verdum
when
went,
Verdum got the squeeze on him.
"What?
Yeah.
He kicked you."
Yeah.
Just fucking.
It was a beautiful transition when he took his back and then took the arm off the back.
It was like he was teaching his students in Venice
yeah.
about the arm bar.
I show
It's
you
fucking
how.
easy. I show you how. It was so easy for him. There's a payday. Then fights that Russian, goes 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That's why he won't be ready to fight Stipe in Boston.
I wonder if he would. He might
Would
be
he?
okay.
Yes. You think 5 rounds?
I don't know.
January?
Tabora caught him a few times, but it never got rocked.
Tabora was outclassed. Yeah. He's
he
just
never
not at that level yet.
He never got hurt.
No.
And, Verdum won if he didn't get injured. Boston is January. Who knows? Talk to him in a couple weeks. How you feeling, bro?
Especially for a title shot.
Yeah. How you feeling, bro?
Verdum's probably down.
Who knows?
Hey, you want to fight Stipe for the title, or you want to wait for this monster Francis that we're not sure about?
Yeah, it all depends on how much damage he took in that fight. He did get leg kicked a few times.
You know Verdum's down, though, man.
Yeah, you know he is. But did he get hurt? Like, is there anything fucked up in his wrist? Is his elbow okay? You know, little shit that happens in a fight that nobody even knows about.
The training camps.
Yeah, and during a fight as well, right? So what else is going on this weekend? There's those fights. There's Holloway Edgar, which is very interesting. There's Gaethje versus Eddie Alvarez. That's the one that I'm most excited to see.
Cejudo Pettis.
Cejudo Pettis. That's the one I wanted to talk about. That's another one. And Paul Felder and Charles Oliveira for the FS1 prelims. That's another very interesting one because Oliveira just got done. He's fighting at 45, 2 drained at 45, and just choked out Will Brooks. Remember that?
Yes. Will Brooks having a tough time in the UFC
in
now.
the UFC.
I thought he was going to do really well, too, with his fighting
Lentz
style.
caught him.
Yeah.
Nick Lentz caught him in a guillotine.
He's had a tough go over in the UFC.
Yeah. Look, man, this is the highest level of the game for sure.
When it's weird because Brooks having a tough time in the UFC, and a lot of UFC guys are having a tough time in Bellator.
Mm-hmm. Different divisions. I think
Different, but
70
still.
is probably the strongest over there in Bellator. 70 right now, especially with Rory McDonald there, I think is as strong as it gets. I think you got Douglas Lima, you got Rory McDonald, you got like
Michael Venom
Lorenz
Page.
Larkin, you got Michael Venom Page, you got Paul Daly, who just knocked out Lorenz Larkin. You got a gang of fucking assassins. Paul's the most limited because of his ground game.
Yes.
You know, when a guy like Rory gets you down, like he showed how to beat Paul. You know, that's just. But if you stand with Paul, he's got a chance. He's got a chance against anybody in the world.
You know they're doing Daly versus Michael Venom Page.
Ooh,
They
are
hate
gonna
each
do that.
other.
They hate each
Yeah,
other.
They hate each
They
other.
are going to do that.
Yeah. That's a great fight.
That's a crazy fight.
Great fight. And you know Roy McDonald wants to be an alternate in the heavyweight tournament.
Yeah, he's out of his fucking mind.
Crazy.
He's out
Think
of his
about
fucking
him
mind.
versus, fucking Mitrione or something.
He's out
like
of his
that.
fucking mind.
Yeah, those guys are huge.
They're huge.
He's more technical than all,
Yeah,
but at
whatever.
a certain point doesn't matter.
How much does he weigh?
Roy's maybe 190?
95? If
Maybe.
he eats a lot of fucking Krispy
Yeah.
Kreme?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a bad idea.
Yeah, you don't
Roy's
want-
so gangster, though.
Yeah, he is. But there's some gorillas in that division.
Well, think if they let Shane in. Think about Shane versus Chael Sonnen. Who's going to sanction that fight?
Yeah.
It's a
he's
terrible
fighting
idea.
Rampage.
He's
That's
fighting
it.
Rampage.
That seems kind of crazy, too.
Does it? That makes more sense to me. At least Rampage fought at light heavyweight, and
That's
Chael,
true.
they're similar.
That's true. But, I don't know.
I don't know why they made Matt and Roy on the same the first round. I would have put them on opposite sides of the round because we've seen that
For
in the
sure.
UFC. I would put them on opposite sides.
Well, I think they wanted that fight to happen. They wanted that rematch to happen. And I think Mitrione, right? Like, if I was in the Fedor camp, who's Fedor fighting first?
Frank Mir.
That's a dangerous fight.
Hell yeah, it's a dangerous fight.
Dangerous fight, son. That's a dangerous fight.
Then you got King Mo, Ryan Bader.
Especially under non-snitch-like testing.
Well, that whole tournament.
Yeah, it's non-snitch-like.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold up, son. Well, okay, so you got Quentin Rampage Jackson, Chael Sonnen. That's at the forum. So that's the California Commission. They're strict as fuck. But the Mohegan Sun Arena, Mitrione Roy Nelson, suspect. And then Allstate Arena, what city is that in? Where's
I don't know.
Allstate?
But if I was Fedor, I'd only want to do it in the middle of the Indian reservation.
Yeah, we're
I want
doing
to be
it.
as far from the outskirts as possible.
Yeah, we fight in Inclusive Casino.
Yeah, we're gonna move the arena
Yeah.
to the virtual center.
Yeah. But a juiced up Frank versus juiced up Fedor, that's a dream match.
Where's that Allstate Arena?
Chicago. Rosemont,
Chicago.
Rosemont,
Oh,
Illinois.
they got a good athletic commission. Might be fucked. They got to get those doctors that they brought in for that Icarus movie.
Out of all the goddamn fights, how does Mitrio and Roy, the two guys who've never tested hot, end up in Mohegan Sun?
Maybe because they knew they didn't have to worry about them testing.
Yeah, I know, but you put Fedor and Frank in Mohegan.
But they don't want them to be able to go fucking hardcore.
All right, then you don't want to have fun. That's fine. All right, Scott, do your thing, man. Do your thing, Scott. You know I love you. Do your thing, man. I would have had that inclusive casino, juice to the gills, day, pride days.
Old days, right?
And how's Bobby Lashley on that tournament?
That's a good point.
I get why Chet Conga's not it. A little boring.
Bobby Lashley is the one that go, yeah, it's just,
We just can't.
Bobby, come on. Just come on. Nobody thinks you're clean. Nobody.
Dude, he's never failed a test. Never failed a test.
Mama.
Dude.
What do you think? Am I clean? Boy, you know you ain't clean.
Dude. I would watch Bobby Fedor. Bobby Roy Nelson would be sick.
Look at the size of that dude. I know he's got great genetics. I know he works hard.
He's skilled as a motherfucker.
He's skilled
too.
as a motherfucker.
Not striking.
Bobby Lashley
grappling.
is a grappling beast.
But one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen.
But that is the body of a man who's been to the Mexican pharmacy.
How dare you?
Or had someone go for him.
How dare you?
Or bought it from a dude who he got it at the gym. I mean, that's just steroids.
But he's never failed. Oh my God, he's
just get the fuck out of here, man. That's not even. That looks
Check
like those
out the
guys
tits
from
on
Prometheus. Those dudes
Yes.
from Prometheus that had those ridiculous bodies that brought the DNA to Earth to make new people.
Those giant
Yeah.
dudes.
Pull up one of them dudes from Prometheus and put it right
I love that
beside
movie,
him.
by the way. I love that movie.
Put him right beside him, the Prometheus Jack dude.
Or he looks like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're jacked, bro.
In that image, he like literally had the body of one of those Prometheus guys. Like right there with the shirt off by the ocean. Bang. Make that larger.
Oh, there, yeah. Look at him. He does.
He
looks identical.
Exactly like that. He looks bigger. He's bigger than that guy.
He's thicker for
He's
sure.
more jacked. Let's go. Come on,
Oh,
son.
my God.
Jesus Christ. Look at the size of him. Well, come on. He's bigger. He's bigger. I would say Bobby Lashley steamrolls that dude from Prometheus.
Those guys are huge, though, bro.
Steamrolls
like
him.
9 feet
But
tall.
look at the difference. If he's the same size as that guy, go one more Bobby Lashley. Fucked. You're
God,
fucked.
dog.
But that's a real human.
But
The other
can you
guy's
bring
not
up Bobby
real.
Lashley college pick? He's always been jacked.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, he's definitely got phenomenal genetics. But the idea that there ain't nothing going on but the rent, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You talk to Jimmy Smith about where they have him fight.
Yeah, no, I know where they have him fight.
Yeah.
I just give the guy a break,
Look,
man.
I'm giving the guy a break. I think he's awesome. But I think there's a reality to Pride that made it exciting and made it fun.
Correct.
You know, and I would like to see one of those things today, whether it's Ryzen or look at the size of that dude. I mean, again, phenomenal genetics. Maybe he really is taking Gamma Labs.
Gamma Labs.
But there's part of me that I want to go back to the old Arsenio Hall days. Things that make you go,
Well, if we have
Look
to,
at the size of him up there.
Oh, my
with the,
God.
With the elbow straps above
That's
that.
the WWE,
To left,
though, bro.
The left. I don't care. Go large on that picture.
I gotta find a better version.
Okay.
who's more jacked,
So,
him or Bob Sapp?
oh my God, Bob Sapp in his prime. Bob Sapp in his prime was not even a human being. He was a science project, a full-on science
He was
project.
Bane. He was Bane.
Bob
Batman
Sapp
Returns,
versus Nogueira. Look at the size of Bobby Lashley. Go to Bob Sapp versus Nogueira. There's a time where, at the beginning of the fight, Nogueira is standing there ready to fight, and Bob Sapp is standing there, and Bob Sapp's gloves look like miniature gloves because his body is this wide. And he's like
Cartoon. It was
moving
a cartoon.
towards him. Yeah.
My only thing with Bobby Lashley is I've seen guys in the NFL who aren't hot that look like him.
Oh, yeah, it's possible. It's totally possible. Bobby Lashley's also 40. Right? Isn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah. Wrestled in the middle. Oh, my
just
God.
let it happen for the first round. Like, watch who comes out. Look at the fucking size of him. The spike when he spiked
And
Nogueira's
broke his
head.
neck.
Yeah. He was so big. He was at one point in time, I think he was 300 plus pounds.
I thought he was 400.
Oh, I don't know about that, was he? He was 300 plus pounds with abs, like 350 or 375 with abs.
Oh my God. They don't teach that in any gym in the world. Goosh!
That's so bad for your neck.
Oh, dude, that Nogueira almost had to retire because of that.
Really?
Yeah, it was the worst injury he's ever sustained.
So what happened to his neck?
Bulging disc. He had to have surgery. Like that's one of the things that really fucked Nogueira up.
It's amazing that he still fought and won.
And won.
Amazing.
God, Nogueira, man, one of the fucking greats.
Savage.
One of
And
the greats, man.
He almost got taken out because of a fucking head spike. You know, Fedor was not willing to fight him. Fedor was like, no thanks. Like, you were allowed to throw those crazy kicks from when you were on your back then. You could kick to the face. Like, I forgot he got reversed. Remember that?
Think of that monster on top of you.
Jesus
Think how
Christ.
much of a badass Nogueira is. Goes, you know what? I'll fight freaking Bob Sapp, even though he's juiced to the gills.
And look at this. Bob Sapp's on top of him. He has his back.
And
He's punched him in the
rocking
head.
him.
Smashing him.
Smash City.
Yeah, crazy. I forgot.
Struggle City for Big
Look at
Nog
this.
right there.
You forget
my
about this
God.
fight. You forget about this fight.
You forget how big of a... Oh, my God. Look at that. That's a grizzly bear. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
But if you hit them, when you hit the bully in the face, they go away. Look at this.
Remember, he almost had him in a triangle and he got slammed.
Yeah, it's a bad idea to do that.
Yeah, the triangle slam. The Ricardo Arona Rampage Jackson triangle slam should be shown to every kid who wants to hold on to a triangle.
Ever.
You need to watch this because this is real.
Dude, Bob
Remember he went
Sapp beat some of the best ever,
He
bro.
went to leg locks and everything. Look at this. I forgot he went to leg locks.
They fought some of the best ever, not beat.
This was a nutty fight. And again, this was a fight that Fedor wouldn't take.
But
Fedor was like, no. I'm from
Garrett-
Russia. I understand what he's thinking.
Yeah, even
This is
even
not-
when they want Nogueira to do the rematch, he's like, dude, with spiking I can't with my neck, man. It's too much. He almost
Yeah.
ended my life, my career. Look at him,
Yeah, he was battered. And he
dude.
still
But
came
how
back.
entertaining is this?
Amazing.
Like,
Well, it's amazing, but now knowing, I love this when he hit him with the Granby roll.
whoop.
Whoop on your back, son. And when
On your back, son. Get your big ass down.
when he won, I remember watching it. We were going crazy.
Look at
Me
this
and
armbar.
Eddie were fucking screaming.
Look at this fucking
that.
armbar.
Beautiful.
God, let me.
And then
some
when he
Nogueira.
straightens it out and Bob taps, it's like, no fucking way. But this is not just jiu-jitsu. This is, look at that. Tap, 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 tap. It's not just jiu-jitsu. With Nogueira, it's just toughness and just animal spirit.
One of the toughest
Like
to ever do it.
His warrior heart that allowed him to get through getting spiked on his head like that and battered and
Nuts.
this 350-pound juggernaut on top of you, dropping bombs on you.
Legend,
and
man.
Still get
Mount
through it.
Rushmore. Mount
Fuck,
Rushmore.
man.
Nogueira, Mount Rushmore.
Fuck, man. What a crazy time those Pride days were.
What a great. What the fuck?
Is that Akibono? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know
Holy
Hoist?
shit.
Hoist beat Akibono with an armbar. How badass is Hoist fucking Gracie?
Oh my God!
Hoist
look
Gracie
at this
fought
dude.
Akibono with pants on. He fought like with gi pants
Fucking
on.
right, he
He
did.
got
For
Akibono
the
in a
grip,
fucking
son.
armbar. Look at this. The size of Akibono. Jesus Christ.
Akibano said, "Fuck your keto."
Ooh.
That dude is thick.
This is a Bob Sapp, though, that has started to lose his physique. Like, this is into his career where he had been fighting. You know, like, you'd only, like, the levels of juice that he was on during those days of glory, like when he fought Nogueira, those are just not sustainable.
No, he also hated fighting. I have a friend that actually I was on the Ultimate Fighter with him, and he used to train with Bob and said towards the end of his career, he wouldn't barely train at all. He was just doing it for the payday. He'd just walk in there.
Yeah, and he would tap whenever he got hurt. And, you know, he was smart about it. Like, he knew he could make money. He would go places. They'd want to see people beat Bob Sapp, and see he would go, and he would not take much of a beating.
Dude, in Tokyo, he was like on the fucking Wheaties box and stuff. He used to sell like all sorts of merchandise.
Look at this.
You'd buy
Boom,
his
boom,
used
boom.
shit-stained undies and stuff.
But do you know what happened? Do you know the whole story?
No.
Something happened with K1 where he had a contract that he was supposed to go out and fight, but they hadn't given him the contract yet. He's like, I'm not signing. I mean, I'm not fighting without a fucking contract. Like,
Makes
I
sense.
need my money.
Legit point.
And wound up leaving. There was some sort of a contract dispute, and wound up leaving before the main event.
Just dipped out.
Just dipped out. Said, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not fighting. And, you know, they were like, oh, what?
That's the Yakuza,
They're
right?
like, you're done. You're done.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess, you know, whether or not, I don't know whose story is correct, and all I know is the story that I've read. And the story that I'd read was that, you know, he was upset they hadn't given him the contract yet, and they wanted him to just fight and deal with it later. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Listen, if they can get you to do something,
Especially right before,
yeah.
you're like, oh, God damn it, all right, boom.
Yeah. Well, when I talk to people that are Japanese about the way they would do business over there, he says it's really interesting. He's like, one of the things that, like, when the UFC was talking to Pride, it was really interesting because they would have these, like, meetings, and they would talk about selling it, you know, but they really didn't want to sell it. They just wanted you to say that you wanted to buy it. They're like, okay, good. See you later.
Just an
and
ego
then they
thing.
stopped. But then it also pumped up pride. Like everybody in the UFC started talking about Vanderlei was going to fight Chuck, and they were bringing them together. But these Japanese businessmen, where they were playing like super high-level, sophisticated,
Kind of a
three-dimensional
tight move.
chess. Very tight move. And then here's the tightest of tight move. I'm not happy that they did this, but they essentially sold the UFC $60 million worth of nothing. They got a fucking video library of fights, and they got Pride to be out of business. That's what they got.
Yeah.
For 60 whatever million dollars they paid.
Yeah,
because
it's
a
a
lot of
bummer.
the contracts were no good.
Yep.
That's
a
why
bummer.
Fedor was never in the UFC. I mean, and the Mark Hunt thing, they were willing to pay Mark Hunt out. They were like, we're willing to give you your money. He said, no, fuck that. I want to fight.
Yeah, UFC didn't want Mark to fight.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember when Mark first got the UFC, it wasn't pretty days.
No.
Like, he almost got submitted by Chris Tushishar.
Yep.
He had some rough days.
He had some rough days. Yeah,
The
he got
horrible
submitted.
fight, the
he got
horrible
submitted
fight.
by somebody. Like in his first, Sean.
Oh, Corkle?
Yes, Sean
Yes,
McCorkle.
that's right, Sean McCorkle.
Caught him with a Kimura from
That's
his
right.
back.
His first fight in the UFC.
First fight in the UFC.
Back.
Submitted him.
Yes,
yeah,
submitted him.
Huge upset.
And then he had the
Sean McCorkle's a funny fucking guy. He says some ridiculous shit online.
I don't know why. Is he still alive? Or?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him
Yeah,
forever.
I don't
He was
know.
a funny guy.
He was
though.
a funny guy at the time. Him and Matt used to train together. I think they had a show. But yeah, Mark struggled for a little bit there, and then he had the walk-off home run knockout of Chris Tushishar. Remember he had that horrible fight in Denver that fucked
with
everyone with Ben Rothwell because they both got so tired because of the altitude.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was asking Joe Silva, dude, let me fight in my hometown. He's like, we will never do heavyweights in Denver again because of that fight.
Meanwhile, they have Ken fight Verdum, or they have
Mexico City.
Kane fight Verdum in Mexico City, which is 2,000 feet higher.
Bad idea.
Ridiculous. So, what else is going on in this card? Is that it? Should we just wrap this up? I think we got kind of
You
got
got
the card
Felice
covered.
Herring. Yeah, you kind of got it covered.
We kind of got the card covered. Oh, the Paul Felder Charles Oliveira fight. Felder is a fucking beast, man.
You know, Felder's another guy who I'm interested to see. I'm not hating on anyone. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm interested to see. You know, obviously DC's been able to do it. Dominic Cruz obviously got injured, but he was supposed to fight. He's out of the fight now. But guys who are working as analysts and fighters at a certain level, are you going to be able to continue at the highest level and compete?
He's not
while
doing
you're
the
that?
analysis enough where I think it's going to hurt him. And I think, in fact, it's enough so it like probably takes his mind off the training a little bit, lets him relax, and lets him analyze fights. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And when he did do the commentary, he was really good at it.
That's my thing. He's really good.
He's really good at it.
He's really good at it.
So he has a future in it for sure. Once he decides to retire, Paul could be an amazing commentator. But I still think he's in his prime right now.
I think his
He looks-
potential's in commentating. I think
Yeah.
he has a higher potential in commentating than he does being the world champion of the UFC.
I'm not willing to sign him off yet.
Oh, I'm not signing him off. He's a phenomenal fighter. He's a phenomenal fighter. I don't know if he's world champion, but he's a phenomenal fighter.
How crazy would he be versus Gaethje?
That's a fun fight.
That's a fun fucking fight. He's an animal.
Felice
Paul
Herring
Felder
fighting.
versus Gaethje would be maybe like a perfect style matchup.
Never mad when Cooper fights.
No, I'm excited about this fight because Oliveira is very technical on his feet. And
Oliveira's that
super
guy, though.
sneaky on the
Yeah,
ground.
he's super technical and he's sneaky on the ground, but he just can't get over that hump. He
Yep.
had so much promise, he just couldn't get over that hump.
He can't beat the
Kind of
best.
like Erick Silva,
best. Yeah.
where there's so much promise and we thought they were going to be this and just hasn't aligned for him.
The Cejudo Pettis fight's a very important fight too. Very important. When you look at Cejudo when he came off of that fight with Wilson Hayes, he looked sensational.
amazing.
Sensational.
But also, what not screwed him, it was the good experience. But when he fought Demetrius Johnson, he had 7 mixed martial arts fights. 7 fight. He should not been in there with Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah.
He's just not ready. Now we see he's a little more well-rounded. He's a phenomenal power puncher. Obviously, a ridiculous wrestler. For Pettis, it's a tough one for him to take on here.
very tough, and he's a young kid. You know, Pettis is only 24, I think. He's very young.
He's very young. He's out of his brother's shadow now.
Yeah.
For sure he's out of his brother's shadow.
Well, with a few wins, his brother's still a former world champion, both in Strikeforce and in the UFC.
His brother just lost again, though.
He did lose again.
He's lost a bunch.
Yeah.
And Sergio,
But it's still, he's fighting at a way higher level. Up until this fight, at least. This fight is like world-class level. For Pettis, this is like the most difficult fight I think he's ever faced in his career.
It's a little too much too soon, I think, for Pettis.
And that David Tamer dude, he's fighting against Drakkar Klose. That you see Tamer fight? He was the one who fought Lando Venata.
Yes.
Woo! He's nasty.
He's a monster.
He's a fucking savage kickboxer, man. That's going to be a fun fight.
Here fucking Gokhan's out of the fight.
I
His
know what
round tree.
happened.
I'm
He
not
got
sure.
hurt. He got hurt.
That's a bummer.
It is a bummer.
How about Holly? I'm sure we'll do
Holly
a podcast
Cyborg.
for Holly Cyborg.
Dun, dun,
It's
dun,
happening.
dun, 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 dun. It's interesting. I'll tell you what. Nobody has more composure. Nobody has more composure in their Instagram videos than Holly. She has the most composure. She's like when she says,
Professional.
Well, Cyborg's been saying that I haven't been tested.
She's a politician.
But actually I've been tested 9 times.
Yeah.
And she's been tested 8 times. So some of us are out here training and not worrying about who's being tested.
It's so like.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Ready to head kick a bitch.
I love
like
Holly, man.
Such in direct contrast to her fucking backflips.
She's a politician.
Fucking head kicks and
she
shit.
speaks like a politician.
Very smart, man.
Very
calm and smooth. And she's like a real all-American girl. Like you look at Holly Holm, I mean, she got freckles and shit. She's pretty. She looks like an all-American head kicker.
And if she beats Cyborg, it's a tough if.
It's a tough if.
If she beats Cyborg, to me, she's #1 of all time. She beat Ronda in her prime.
Right.
Now she beats Cyborg in her prime.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I know she had those rough losses
Misha
before.
Tate, son. Misha Tate.
I know.
Listen, Misha Tate strangled her, and she was still punching in the air while she was going unconscious.
Yeah.
That's how savage Holly Holm is.
I know. And it's such a great matchup.
Misha Tate did get her, and Misha got her in the 5th round of a fight she was losing.
Yes.
Took her back and put her to sleep.
Oh, I'm a Misha Tate fan. So.
Woo! Yeah.
Fan.
But she's retired.
Yep.
She didn't want to do it
And
anymore.
you got Holly Cyborg.
Yeah.
But it's that Holly Cyborg. I wonder what kind of numbers that does, because that's your headliner on there right now. Because you know Dom Cruz is off.
Well, it's going to show you the power of like top flight women's MMA fights, and then there's the Cyborg aspect. Like people tune in. She's like a cultural icon sort of a thing. Like people tune in to see like, oh, that Cyborg chick.
She's scary.
Yeah,
doesn't
she's
lose
scary.
either.
And
scary mean not physically scary. I'm scary the way she destroys.
She's
girls.
violent, very violent.
She's violent
and very technical.
Her last fight wasn't that violent, but she wanted to show more
she
for
was
her boxing.
fighting a crazy. I mean,
You talking about Zombie Mom?
Tanya Evinger.
Yeah, Zombie Mom.
She didn't give a fuck. She was throwing.
She's not even a mom.
haymakers.
I don't know how I call it. She's not even a mom.
But
But
she had
she's
mom
tough
bod.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Had mom bod and also would not go away like
That's
The Walking
a chick
Dead.
that if you were watching like a YouTube or it wouldn't even be on YouTube. They'd pull it from YouTube, like a live leak outside of a bar in Kentucky, where some chick gets up, puts her fucking cigarette down, and rolls up the sleeves of her flannel shirt, probably wearing your shirt, the very shirt you're wearing, and just throws haymakers on some chick, and she's got her by the
getting
hair,
rocked.
and she's fucking dropping Muay Thai elbows on her.
But she keeps
That's
getting rocked
Tanya
and
Evinger,
popping up. She'd be like the Kimbo Slice of soccer moms in the backyard brawls.
She's a tough woman.
She's as tough as nails.
She's an animal. I enjoyed that fight because of her.
I agree. She made the fight.
Yeah, she made the fight, and she fucking had some whistling shots swinging by Cyborg's chin.
She didn't
Like,
land anything.
She was
Yeah,
going
she
for it.
took it.
She took it. And
Hats
she was
off.
going for it.
Yes.
Hats off. And
Hell yeah.
took a fight that a lot of people didn't want.
No one wants
look,
that fight.
Yeah, I mean, look at fucking Jermaine Durandam. He said, nah,
I'm good.
you can keep your title. I'm not fighting her. The fuck
She's done
outta
steroids
here.
before. Yeah, but she tests clean now. I don't care. I'm out.
Not recently enough.
Nope.
No, you got to get her. Test her again in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Test her every day for 10 years. Then we'll talk.
Me said, fuck this. Man.
Yeah.
I love that Cyborg fight, though.
I do too, but I
I'm
wanted
interested to see what numbers it does.
See, Jermaine Durandam is a very technical striker. That's why I thought her versus Cyborg would be interesting. I mean, Jermaine Durandam fought a man. That's how crazy, scary Cyborg is. Jermaine fought a man and KO'd him. There's video of it. You can watch it. She's like, I'll fight a man, but I'm not fighting Cyborg.
I'm off
She's
the
like,
Durandam
"Fuck
train.
this,
You just
man."
when you give up the belt and you say, nah, fuck it, she's too much.
Well, I'm
off.
fan of her talent. She's a very talented fighter. But I was
she
very
shouldn't have been
bummed
champ in the
out.
first place, though.
I agree.
Holly beat her.
And I think she should have been penalized for sure.
Fuck yes.
For at least one of those after the bell shots.
100%.
She landed 2 after the bell shots. One of them was devastating. Like she really rocked Holly.
Holly beat her, man.
Yeah, I think Holly beat her. I think you got to take into consideration what scoring system they were using back then. Because I do not think that they were using the new MMA
It
scoring
was also
system.
New York. And it was
Okay.
early day New York. When I say
Yeah.
early day, like 6 months ago.
I think the refereeing, I think the refereeing could have been better because I do think she should have been penalized for those shots after the bell. And when Holly head kicked her, that was one of the most significant moments in the fight. The other most significant moment of the fight was when Holly dropped her with a straight left hand.
Yeah.
So those were two giant moments in the fight, and they were both on Holly's side. And then there was the 2 shots after the bell, which you could conceivably penalize her for at least 1.
You have to for
You
one.
have to for 1.
And that's why I thought Holly won the fight.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you because other than that, Holly did the most damage in the fight for sure. But Jermaine Durandamy was controlling the action in the beginning of the fight until Holly landed that question mark kick. And fucking
amazing.
Clang. The question mark kick is a beautiful kick. It's just a beautiful kick. You know, if you're good at it, if you get that over the top, like Rockhold's beautiful at that.
He's really good at. No one does better than Donald, but yeah, Donald kind of.
Donald does it beautiful.
I feel like Donald's the one who kind of made that his thing.
In the UFC?
Yes.
Yeah.
For head kick KOs. Question mark kicks.
There's been some other ones in the past. I'm trying to remember all.
Do you see that video? I think Justin Wren posted, but ESPN blasted that the wheel kick that landed knocked that dude out. The heel landed right on the dude's chin. It's so gnarly.
Oh, the one where the dude ducks down and throws an up wheel kick? The guy's throwing a head kick. There's a black guy and a white guy. The black guy throws a head kick. And the dude ducks down like almost like a cartwheel kick and throws like a wheel kick up.
And the heel goes,
oh, perfect shot.
My God.
Like the way he threw it. Do you know what the video is?
Yeah. It's all going around like a capoeira kick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's almost like that, but what it's like is like he just knew where the dude's chin was going to be and ducked himself. So, you know, you bend your body, but it's just very rare that you see someone land it at that angle.
Especially with the heel.
Yeah.
That must have hurt.
Did it. Look at this.
Boom!
Crazy. It's almost like it's hard to know whether or not that was like perfectly placed or just crazy lucky timing.
I think you
like watch this. Watch it again. So you see him here, he's going to give it up. See, but that's not the way he did it. So it's not a normal path. It's really amazing.
It's almost like he almost adapted to it and went straight up once he.
Yeah, he knew where the dude's head was going to be. I mean, you'd have to see him fight more to see how good he is with his kicks. But that shit is perfect.
That shit was.
Let's see that one more time.
Nasty.
One more time because it's crazy.
look at the title. Amateur MMA fighter starch his opponent.
See right here, like a Taekwondo guy would see the shifting of the hips and then the shoulder moves towards the left.
And
as soon as you see
up.
that, yeah, like see that right there. You see that right there. That is absolutely he's about to spin. See the right leg moves. The right leg slides back.
You're showing your cards there.
Yeah.
And if
right
Wonder
there,
Boy to
dipping,
throw that, you don't see it.
Wonder Boy's not going to.
You're not going to see that. No,
Yeah.
he's showing us. He's flashing his aces.
Yeah, but he's also doing it in timing with this left high kick, which is so brilliant. So the left kick is coming. He sees the left kick, and he's like, "Yeah, check this out, bro. I ain't there."
Dude,
like the head kick misses.
At this.
And then it goes under.
You know what? I think he did on purpose. 100%.
100%.
Boom.
I mean, he either improvised in the moment or he did it exactly like this on purpose, like saw it coming. But either way, it's just a perfect shot.
Dude, to dodge that kick and land this, that's
duck
some
the head kick,
skillful shit.
Amazing. Ducked the head kick and landed a perfect, like crazy 90-degree angle. Wheel kick to the mug.
Amateur fight.
Obviously in the UK.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy how he saw the left high kick too. Like
bam!
Boom. Fucking A.
Made ESPN as an amateur fighter on ESPN.
I know, right? Now you gotta make up for that.
Yeah, you gotta carry that.
you gotta carry that with you. Everybody's looking for the head kick the next one. Dude. You can't be ground and pounding somebody.
That's your thing now.
Yeah. Dudes get married to a thing really early on, right? Becomes a real problem.
Becomes a real problem. Hell yeah.
Like you're known as like if Gaethje just decides tomorrow to fight like Tyron Woodley and just move around a lot and get the fuck out of Dodge.
What the fuck? There's gonna be a riot.
People
would
go so crazy. Like, what if Gaethje got a title shot against Tyron Woodley and they both like mirrored each other? They both like
what the fuck is going on?
Wait,
dude,
explode! Wait, explode!
Have you seen how hard your boy Colby Covington's been going in the paint on
About
Instagram? Who? Woodley.
Oh my god!
Have you seen his recent one with the sandals? He did a Black Friday sale of these sandals, mocking Woodley.
Why?
Oh, you gotta see it.
I don't get how he's mocking Woodley with sandals.
You'll see it.
Okay.
Like they're not real sandals. He's just like, hey, make sure you get your sandals this Friday. And it's the sandals of Woodley saying one thing why he'll fight Nate Diaz, but saying another thing why he won't fight Colby. There it is. Look at this.
Oh, Ariel, GSP is ducking me. He just wants money fights. Ariel, I'm not ducking Colby or anyone at 170. I want to fight Nate because it's a money fight. That seems like he's saying the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
He just keeps going.
He just wants a money fight. I want to fight Nate because it's a money fight. Yeah. I get it.
What do you do with Woodley?
Good question. You offer him a big fight. That's what he wants.
I'm almost positive. Make sure I'm right on this before I get destroyed on the underground. But I think Dana goes, we never offered Woodley the Diaz fight.
Oh, so he's just trying to get it?
Pretty sure.
Look, the real Diaz fight is the other Diaz. That's the real Diaz fight.
Isn't Nick suspended, though?
Let him pay that fucking money back. Get him back in there. Tyron Woodley responds to claim Nate Diaz fight was never offered. Delusional Dana constantly demotes me as a fighter. Whoa.
In regards to what, though, Jamie?
Because it's the claim that Nate Diaz fight was never offered to him. Yeah. Delusional Dana.
Yeah, but did Dana say it?
Constantly demotes me as a fighter when the job is to promote his fighters, especially champions. Woodley said, "Why would I get in camp? Why would Nate give a $15 million purse request if there was no fight? It's obvious they haven't found their blockbuster headliner yet. This was a reality, and they know it. The inability to come to financial terms with Nate killed it."
Oh, there's Dana going, one of our attorneys here started playing matchmaker, which is weird. He said he has a good rapport with the Diaz brothers, and he basically said to Nate, what if you could fight Woodley? Me and Sean Shelby were like, how does he deserve to fight Woodley? There's no effing list of guys that are waiting to fight Tyron Woodley. And this
is a fucking...
Oh, there's
a fucking
what are you
list
talking
of guys.
about? There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so the attorney went out of his way. The attorney fucked up.
Who's this attorney? What kind of slapdick attorney tries playing these games?
That's what I would do.
You're
if I was
UFC,
I'd have a bunch of fake attorney Twitter accounts. I'd just say, I'm an attorney with UFC, and I'm interested to know.
Would you be interested in this
Ben
fight?
Askren, I know you say you're retired, but how retired are you? Get back at me.
Dude.
I'm getting Askren on the podcast.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
To me, his career is a sad story.
It is.
The guy that never was.
Yeah. For whatever reason, they couldn't work it out where they can get him in the UFC.
Him and Dana, they had their disagreements, and also his fighting style. But for him never to compete in the UFC
style is important,
crazy.
Man. If you're a fan of fighting, that style is important because Ben Askren shuts motherfuckers down, and he shuts good guys like Lima. In Bellator, remember we shut Lima down? Like Koreshkov. Shut him the fuck down.
Shut him down. Those are world-class guys. Look what he did to Aoki.
Yep. Shut his ass down.
It's such a bummer he never got in the UFC.
Yep,
and you know what? I got to be honest. I think if that same GSP showed up that fought Bisping, shows up to fight Askren, Askren beats him.
Whoa.
I know. Crazy, right? To me, Askren, it's a sad story. It's a sad story.
I agree. He's if I had one wish to get a guy in the UFC that's never been in the UFC, he'd be the guy.
Me too. I agree.
Because Fedor, it's like you already getting to see him in Bellator. Mitrione just KO'd him. You know, I get it, but not at this stage. At this stage, I would say without doubt, it was Askren.
I would use my golden ticket if I had one with Dana to get Askren in there.
Yeah, I would too. But, you know, he called Dana like a fat, bald steroid monkey and but shit. But he's funny, man.
But does that mean? But how many things has Dana said about guys?
I don't know. I
you know what I'm saying?
It's a style thing too. They're worried that his style's boring. I understand that they are in the business of fighting, but I mean, I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. I'm in the business of. I'm a fan of fighting, and I'm not just a fan of fighting like I like to watch fights. I want to see what the fuck really works the best. And when a guy can do what Ben Askren's been able to do time and time again in his career to world-class fighters, take them down, smother them, beat the shit out of them.
That's entertaining.
It's not just entertaining. It's important for the art form.
I agree. To adapt to that style, that dominant style.
You got to know that a guy can do that to a guy like Lima or a guy like Koreshkov.
Correct. But also, Ben Askren, he speaks well.
Yes.
He can hype the fight up on social media. He speaks very well.
Yes. He's a great
also
foil.
An Olympian.
Yeah, he's also an Olympian. And how about this? Floyd Mayweather does not win fights because he's exciting.
No,
I mean, maybe he was against the Conor fight. Yeah, people want to see him lose because he's a good trash talker. We should start our own promotion.
We really should.
What should we call it? In a football field?
Oh, God damn it. Now, you and Eddie are doing that. I don't do football fields.
Freak Party Fighting Productions presents.
Got Crazy Eddie as the matchmaker.
Eddie would definitely be the matchmaker, but first you have to listen to a 45-minute seminar on the latest,
on the flat earth.
Latest false flags. Come on, man. If we had a sitcom, though, seriously, like think about how crazy different we all are. If we had a sitcom where there was like all these characters, you would want to have the crazy conspiracy guy.
Oh, you gotta have
also
Eddie.
one of the best jiu-jitsu instructors in the world.
Correct.
Like a
which
wizard,
validates him.
Validates him.
Which is
wizard jiu-jitsu
correct.
guy. Who's like all about Operation Mockingbird,
and
paperclip.
he's successful, so you gotta take what he says pretty serious, but it's also batshit crazy.
Batshit crazy, and tell you I'm crazy. I'm like,
I know I'm crazy, so you can't argue him.
Yeah.
He'll
Like,
go,
okay.
I know it's crazy.
I'm crazy.
But all I'm saying is look into it.
Then you got Callan. He's out of his fucking mind. It's a weird group of people.
This is the best dynamic, man.
Oh man,
we haven't done a fighting fan in a while.
I know. We need to do a good one with our big giant ass screen. We did one with the big giant ass screen, right?
Just you, me, and Eddie, though.
What fights are coming up that we might be able
There's
to do
one
that?
every
Show me what you
weekend
got
till
here.
the New Year's.
Show me what we got here, young Jamie. We have there's one right after that. That's what Cub Swanson.
Ooh.
And Ortega. Brian T.C.
Oh, I'm
City.
in town for that.
T City Ortega. Triangle City. He's
That's
a bad
my boy.
motherfucker. I love that
Ortega's
guy.
my
I
boy.
love his guard, man. He has one of the best guards. That's the one.
That's the one.
Dos Anjos and Lawler. Oh boy. December 16th.
Motherfucker,
Where am I?
I'm in
Everyone's out of
Buffalo.
town. Everyone's out of town.
I'm in Buffalo.
You're in Vegas.
Shit!
Why are you in Vegas?
I'm not.
Oh.
No, I'm in Vegas 2 weeks
Oh yeah.
after that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm out of town too that day.
We're all out of town. But what's up with that the December 9th one?
When's that?
Saturday, December 9th.
I'm working. Damn it.
From now.
You comedy?
Yeah, I'm in like Long Beach or some shit.
Long Beach.
Yeah. Let me tell you exactly where I'm at.
Well, you're bringing that
Long
up.
Beach. Terrace Theater.
Terrace Theater in Long Beach?
Guess who's going to be in Boston at the Wilbur Theater on January 19th, the day before UFC 220? I heard it's Brendan Schaub.
That's right,
I
brother.
heard it's you in Boston.
That's right, man.
We're going to be there together.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
Tickets
Hang out.
just went on sale.
Wilbur
pre-sale.
Theater's a beautiful place too, man.
I'm so excited,
That'd be fun.
man.
You were very funny last night.
Thanks, brother.
Killing it.
Means
Killing
the
it.
world to me.
Killing
man.
it.
Thanks, man.
Working at it too.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap this up because I got to piss. See you guys. Bye, everybody.
See ya.